So here's the big question everyone seems to be asking. Will AI take over our jobs, or is it actually going to create, new opportunities?
Right. It's probably one of the most critical debates happening right now. And frankly, it causes a lot of anxiety for people.
Absolutely. And the truth is, well, it's not really a simple yes or no answer, is it?
Not at all. This whole AI revolution, it really is a double-edged sword.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's automating huge chunks of work we do now, but then it's also sparking these roles that maybe 5 or 10 years ago we couldn't have even imagined.
Exactly.
So for this deep dive, we're digging into some really insightful sources, specifically looking at excerpts from AI Revolution, Jobs Lost, Jobs Gained. We want to pull out the key nuggets, the surprising facts for you. Our goal here is to give you a really clear, well-informed picture of how AI is changing employment. What jobs might be at risk, sure, but also where the new opportunities are popping up.
And digging into that double-edged sword idea, it's about these powerful AI technologies, machine learning, NLP, robotics. They're being adopted everywhere.
Right, across industries.
Yeah, businesses are integrating them pretty aggressively now. It's mainly about driving efficiency, cutting costs, and that's what's fundamentally shaking up the job market in, well, 2 major ways.
Okay, let's unpack that. Maybe start with the first edge of the sword. Job displacement. That's the one that gets a lot of headlines.
It does, and there's a reason for that.
AI is just really, really good at tasks that are, repetitive, rule-based, predictable.
Precisely. That's where it excels. And we're seeing the impact already.
Like in manufacturing, assembly lines,
Exactly.
robots doing tasks faster, nonstop.
Definitely. And think about customer service, too. Those AI chatbots are getting incredibly sophisticated. They're not just basic FAQs anymore.
No, they can handle some pretty complex stuff now, sometimes replacing human agents for certain interactions.
Right. And your sources also mention things like data entry clerks, retail cashiers, think self-checkout, and even drivers, as self-driving tech gets better.
Yeah, the driver one is huge.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty stark numbers backing this up, aren't there?
There are. One statistic that often gets cited is from a 2020 World Economic Forum report. It projected that by 2025, something like 85 million jobs globally could be displaced by automation.
85 million, that sounds significant.
It is, but, and this is crucial, that's only half the story. What's fascinating here is how AI also creates demand.
Okay, so the other edge of the sword, job creation.
Exactly. As AI handles the routine stuff, it frees up humans, or rather, it shifts the focus to areas where we excel. Things like creativity, strategy, complex problem solving, interpersonal skills.
Stuff machines aren't great at.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. So while some jobs might decline, we see huge growth in roles like AI and machine learning engineers, the people building these systems.
Data scientists, analysts, people needing to make sense of all the data AI generates.
Cybersecurity experts, because everything needs protecting. Robotics technicians to keep the hardware running.
And some newer, really interesting ones too, like AI ethics officers.
Yes, that's a fascinating field. Making sure AI is used fairly, avoiding bias. It requires this unique mix of tech understanding and, well, ethical judgment. And human AI interaction designers making sure the tech actually works well for people.
So it's not just tech roles then?
Not purely. It's often about the interface between the tech and the human aspects. And here's the kicker from that same WEEF report.
Oh, counter statistics.
Exactly. While it predicted 85 million jobs displaced, it also predicted 97 million new jobs could be created.
97 million, so a net positive.
A net positive of about 12 million jobs globally. Now, caveats apply, it's a projection, but it highlights this isn't just about jobs vanishing. The nature of work is fundamentally evolving.
That net positive sounds good, but I wonder, are the people losing the 85 million jobs the same ones qualified for the 97 million new ones? Is there a big skills gap risk?
That is a huge question and a definite challenge. The skills mismatch is a major concern we need to address.
Which actually leads to another really interesting point from the sources. It's not always displacement or creation. Sometimes it's collaboration, augmentation.
Precisely. That's a really key concept. Augmentation where AI doesn't replace the human, but enhances their capabilities.
Like humans and machines working together.
Yeah. AI might handle the heavy data processing, the pattern recognition, the routine analysis, freeing up the human to focus on judgment, empathy, creativity, complex decision-making.
The sources use a healthcare example, right? Like with radiologists.
That's a perfect example. AI can analyze medical scans incredibly quickly, flagging potential issues a human might miss or take longer to spot.
But the doctor is still essential.
Absolutely. The AI provides insights, but the doctor interprets them in the context of the patient, communicates the findings, develops the treatment plan, handles the crucial human interaction. Their expertise is amplified, not replaced.
That makes sense. It highlights what humans uniquely bring to the table.
It really does. Judgment, empathy, nuanced understanding. These are things AI currently struggles with. And thinking about this collaborative potential, it raises a question for you listening.
Yeah.
How might you see opportunities for this kind of human-AI collaboration in your own work or in your field? It's worth thinking about strategically.
Definitely. So given this whole shift, displacement, creation, augmentation, what skills should people be focusing on? The need to reskill and upskill seems unavoidable.
Absolutely essential. The sources are very clear on this. Continuous learning is the name of the game.
And we can break down those needed skills, right? There are the obvious technical ones.
Sure. Coding, data analysis, understanding AI principles, maybe robotics depending on the field. Those are foundational for many new roles.
But it's not just tech skills, is it? The soft skills seem even more important now.
More critical than ever, I'd argue. Things like critical thinking, not just solving problems, but evaluating AI outputs, understanding its limits, asking the right questions.
Emotional intelligence, creativity, leadership, managing teams, where humans and AI work together.
Exactly. And underpinning all of that is basic digital literacy, just being comfortable and adaptable with new technologies as they inevitably roll out.
So essentially, AI takes the boring bits, and humans get to do the more interesting, challenging, creative parts. That almost sounds good.
Potentially, yes. It could elevate the human experience of work. But, and this is a big but,
There's always a but.
it's not just up to individuals to figure this out. The sources stress that governments, companies, educational institutions, they all have a massive role to play.
In what way?
Ensuring everyone has fair access to the training needed, promoting lifelong learning opportunities. We need a collective effort to make sure this transition is equitable.
Right. So people aren't left behind just because they didn't have access to the right training at the right time. So as you're listening, maybe think, which of these skills could I focus on developing?
A very practical question.
Okay, let's make this even more concrete. How are specific industries changing? The sources gave examples, like transportation.
Yeah, transportation is a big one. You see the pressure on traditional truck driver roles, delivery workers due to autonomous vehicle tech.
But at the same time,
Huge demand for people developing that autonomous tech, managing fleets of robotic vehicles, even urban planners thinking about how AI changes city infrastructure.
and finance, lots of routine tasks there.
Definitely. Accountants, loan officers, automation is impacting those roles. But then you see the rise of fintech analysts, AI financial advisors using machine learning for sophisticated risk analysis or personalized client strategies.
Customer service too, we mentioned chatbots earlier.
Right. This standard call center agent role is evolving, but new jobs are emerging, like AI interface designers, making those chatbots user-friendly, or client experience strategists, focusing on the high-level, complex, empathetic interactions AI can't handle.
So it really is transforming things sector by sector. It's not just one area.
It touches pretty much everything: logistics, healthcare, finance, creative industries. It's a fundamental restructuring.
Okay, so we have displacement, creation, augmentation, the need for new skills. But this isn't all smooth sailing, right? There are broader concerns, ethical issues.
Absolutely. Connecting this to the bigger picture, the sources raise some serious challenges alongside the potential benefits. Well, a major one is widening income inequality. The gap between high-skill workers who can leverage AI and lower-skill workers whose jobs are more easily automated could grow significantly.
The digital divide.
Exactly. Access to training, access to the new jobs that might not be equal, deepening existing societal divides.
And bias in the AI itself.
A huge concern. If the algorithms used for hiring, loans, or other critical decisions are biased, perhaps because they were trained on biased data, they can perpetuate or even amplify unfairness. That needs careful management and oversight.
And just the loss of the human touch, maybe. Especially in service roles.
That's a societal question we need to grapple with. How much automation is too much in areas where empathy and human connection are valued?
So with all these challenges, what are the potential solutions being discussed? Your sources mentioned things like UBI.
Universal basic income, yes. That's one idea being debated, providing a regular safety net for everyone. Another is AI taxation.
Taxing the robots, basically, or the profits from automation.
Sort of. The idea is to use revenue generated by AI to fund social programs, retraining initiatives, things like that, and of course, massive investment in public education and lifelong learning systems.
That seems foundational. But things like UBI or AI taxes, are they really practical? What are the downsides or criticisms mentioned? Are they scalable or are there economic risks?
Those are exactly the debates happening now. Scalability, economic impact, potential unintended consequences. These are complex policy questions without easy answers yet. They're part of the ongoing discussion about how to manage this transition.
Okay, so bringing it all together, the core message seems to be that AI will both replace and create jobs. It's not an either.
Precisely.
And the final balance, what the future workforce actually looks like, really hinges on how we respond as individuals, as companies, as societies.
That's right.
Some jobs will shrink or disappear, no doubt, but AI also unlocks new potential, boosts productivity, and could, ideally, let us focus on more meaningful, human-centric work.
Absolutely. This AI revolution doesn't have to be this destructive force. If we approach it thoughtfully with smart planning, a commitment to continuous learning for everyone, and crucially, ethical development and deployment,
Then we can actually harness it.
we can harness it to empower workers, improve quality of life, and hopefully shape a more inclusive and prosperous future. It's a massive opportunity, but one that requires conscious effort.
So the final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah, maybe it's this. What does all this mean for you? Thinking about how fast AI is moving, how profoundly it's impacting work, what responsibility do you think we all hold, individuals, companies, governments, to navigate this transition smoothly and make sure it's fair for everyone?